Professional wrestling is a historic form of entertainment with some fantastic athletes putting their bodies on the line for our and your entertainment. From the Colosseums of Rome to Madison Square Gardens, professional wrestling has a worldwide audience, and it's television that's made professional wrestling as big as it currently is, with the WWE signing billion-dollar deals with Netflix and NBC to broadcast their events. Their competition AEW have also signed pretty sizable deals with Warner Discovery. But we need to go back in time before wrestling got big TV deals back in the 90s, when wrestling was arguably at its peak. Two companies, the WWE led by Vince McMahon and his family versus billionaire Ted Turner's World Championship Wrestling led by Eric Bischoff. WCW had challenged the dominance of the WWE, then known as the WWF, over the professional wrestling world, with its flagship program WCW Monday Nitro beating WWE's Monday Night Raw for 83 straight weeks in the TV ratings. In 1997, Ted Turner wanted more wrestling on his network, with Monday Nitro being one of the biggest shows on the whole of the Turner networks. Ted wanted a second show to air on TBS, the sister channel to TNT, on which Monday Nitro aired. Nitro was live, and Ted Turner wanted more live wrestling to get weekend advertising for TBS on Thursday nights. WCW executive producer and future company vice president Eric Bischoff thought this was a bad idea, and that it would overexpose the current talent and could end up damaging the Nitro product. However, Eric went through with Ted Turner's idea, and WCW Thursday Night Thunder was born, although it would drop Thursday from the show's title not soon after it was conceived. The main issue with WCW Thunder off the bat was a lack of budget. Even though Ted Turner wanted an additional wrestling show on TBS, Turner would not be paying for it, neither would TBS. The production costs would come out of the WCW budget. The cost for producing Thunder were estimated to have been between $12 and $15 million per year. To offset that cost, WCW had to introduce more house shows. This is a non-televised touring show that features WCW talent. WCW signed one of the WWE's biggest stars of that era, Bret Hitman Hart, and it was believed that he had signed exclusively for Thunder. And whilst initially Thunder did very well in the ratings, even competing with the NFL, it wouldn't last. The issue for Thunder is that Nitro was the main show where the majority of things played out. Thunder airing the events of Nitro. By 1999, there was turmoil behind the scenes, inconsistent booking of talent, a power struggle with Ted Turner becoming a smaller part of his own organization, and those big stars that WCW had were aging veterans that mostly appeared on Monday nights. It meant that stories didn't carry over, and that Thunder became a show mostly about the WCW mid-card. Although one of the most notorious moments in WCW history played out on Thunder in 2000. By this point, Thunder had switched from Thursdays to Wednesday, as the WWE had launched SmackDown, which aired on UPN, demolishing Thunder on Thursday nights. In April of 2000, this notorious moment occurred when actor and comedian David Arquette won the WCW World Championship on Thunder, having starred in the WCW adjacent film Ready to Rumble. An idea concocted in hell formed to make the actor world champion. But to answer the question in the title of the video, did Thunder kill WCW? The answer? No, but it does have partial responsibility. Did Thunder increase the pace of WCW's decline? That could be argued. But would it have been exclusively Thunder's fault? Absolutely not. When you remember that Nitro became a 3-hour show, there were additional supplementary shows like the aforementioned WCW Saturday Night, which ceased broadcasting in 2000. There was 6 hours of television to book without the additional budget or creative investment. Thunder was an afterthought, a necessary pain to keep Ted Turner happy, but it drained resources and stretched creative to breaking point. By the end, WCW Thunder was taped after live episodes of Nitro were finished on Monday nights. And with the AOL Time Warner merger, which in retrospect was a complete disaster, WCW, a loss-making entity, met with snobbish executives that detested professional wrestling as some form of cheap entertainment. WCW was doomed and ended up selling to the WWE. TBS as a network would eventually have pro wrestling back on the network in the form of AEW Dynamite, which continues to air to this day on TBS.